If you were using Instagram last year, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, chances are you saw an infographic like one of the two on the screen. These are posts from two community fridge mutual aid organizations, one in Chicago and one in Los Angeles, and they explain the core of what mutual aid work does. It's a radical practice that asserts that everybody has something to give, and we should do so in the spirit of solidarity with one another, not charity. I, for this project, wanted to compare mutual aid in the past and present to see their similarities and differences. In some ways, it seemed like it arrived spontaneously on the internet, but I knew that in the 1960s and 70s, organizations like the Black Panther Party and the Young Lords were critical in establishing what mutual aid could do. So through interviews of fridge organizers and volunteers and content analysis of these fridges Instagram pages, core similarities exist between the two time periods. The mission of mutual aid is similar, as well as the population that these groups are trying to serve. Challenges of inequality still persist for these vulnerable populations, and the vehicle also is the same. Community fridge is in some ways extremely similar to the free breakfast programs, free food programs that the Black Panthers and Young Lords participated in. Of course, key differences do exist. COVID-19 was an extremely important motivator for mobilization of these groups. The people participating today are extremely diverse, and many people have different initial understandings of what mutual aid work is. Technology also plays a critical role, as we see with Instagram. The most important difference I've seen, though, is the means to the end. So in the past, there was an extremely specific political education that was tied to the survival or mutual aid programs of the past. Yes, it definitely changed the way that people's conditions were improved, but there was a specific goal for liberation of marginalized people. Today, that political education informs the way that people are participating and want to participate. But right now, in the wake of COVID-19, the most important thing is to get direct aid to the people who need it, the resources that would better the condition right now, as we see that there are gaps in formalized systems of care. On Instagram, we see that it's an important vehicle to educate people, especially. These infographics explain to people what this work is and encourages them to volunteer and get involved. It also asks to donate and share. These organizers today don't believe that it's the most radical revolutionary tool to get people involved, but it is serving a means to the end. And without it, there would not be a wider acceptance for mutual aid in the pandemic today. I hope that in the end, that this project establishes that mutual aid is just a legitimate practice today as it was then. It is not going away for social movements, and that for the future, it will definitely shape the way that we'll participate in political action. Thank you.